what drew me to landscape architecture as a career? I always knew I wanted to do architecture, and I applied to a lot of architecture schools around, like University of Florida, Temple, and other colleges like that. And once I got accepted to Temple, I came and did a visit, and I started that fall as an architecture undeclared major. So I met with my advisor, and she was like, I said, I still want to be in architecture, but maybe just a different side. And she said, maybe landscape architecture is for you. If you like the arts and the sciences, it's a combination of both. And the sophomore year, right before the semester before my junior year, I switched over, and I loved it ever since. I took my first horticulture class, learned the botanical names, common names, characteristics of plants, and I knew that landscape architecture was home for me. Well, what drew me to Temple? I have an aunt that lives right across the bridge in Camden, and it's like 20 minutes from Philly, and I started off my first 2 years in North Philly, and I just love I came from a city. I'm raised in Brooklyn, New York, so I know how to thrive and maneuver through a city, so it was no different from home, just a different atmosphere, but I was able to learn to adapt to it very quickly, and I loved it. I met great friends, great people. And once I started landscape architecture major, I had to move to Ambler, and I really love Ambler even more because it's something different from what I am used to, the city. So being in the peaceful suburbs, hearing the trees and the birds, and just taking in the atmosphere of nature and just surrounding plants around you, I think it's great. And our campus is on an arboretum, so 2 for 1. I would say what makes Temple University Ambler's landscape architecture program unique is definitely the hands-on learning experience. With being in horticulture and having Kathy as our woody plants teacher, every week we had different trees that we would study on and took a quiz on, and we were able to interact with the plants and use characteristics and learn how to ID them. Just the hands-on experience makes it different for me, and being a visual learner, that really helped. The benefits of a hands-on learning as a student, it just makes you able to grasp things a lot quicker, able to understand it more. If you're interacting with something, it becomes second nature, and that's just with anything, not just with plants, but even landscape architecture studios in general. Being hands-on, learning how to design, you just evolve as a person and as a designer as well. The flower show experience and what it meant to me, first, to be seeing a design from being planned in the fall, going through the types of rocks, the types of plants, the type of designs, even from precipice to the walls and the woods and the types of wood screws, and going from the planning process and be able to transition that into design build is something that's incredible and amazing, and not every school or every person is able to experience in a landscape architecture major. It teaches you a new strength of time management, organization, and working with people. I think those were the 3 most benefits for me. And just taking that experience, and when I share that experience with different employers, they're like, wow, I was never able to do anything like that. So to have that different skill set to set you apart from different people makes it a win and a great benefit. And I had great professors. Like, I loved Mike Laferno and Zoe Booth Jarrett, so it just made learning a lot easier. And being a girl, we're not able to use hammers and screws, and I was getting down there using those tools, so to be able to learn something, a new skill, a new tool set is pretty awesome as well. I love being a leader at Temple Ambler. I'm the vice president of the Ambler Student Life Board, so my partner in crime, Josh, I just love working together with him and coming up with different activities and things to do outside the classroom with him, and little craft events we do, little food events, and our advisor, Krista, is amazing. So, and Lex, our trustee, just passed by, so us all 4 of us coming together, the 4 officers, and working together to come up with these different crafts ideas, the different food, to bring the Temple Ambler community together, at least for a couple hours, take a break from the learning and just kind of indulge in some fun. It was important for me to become a student leader at Temple. I was always just a natural leader. Even in high school, they called me Mama Chandler because I was always like, did you do this? Did you do this homework assignment? And just really cared about everybody and kind of just took leadership. I just always had that natural feeling. If I'm doing well, I want people around me doing well. I don't want to just kind of flock and just leave people behind. That's just not my personality. So I did the announcements at my high school. I was on the leadership for the yearbook. I was just involved with everything. And I wanted to carry that over in college. In college, you're able to get lost. It's 35,000 students at Temple University, just in general. And at Ambler, it's a lot smaller, and I feel like I'm able to thrive and be a leader. And it's great to know people on campus be like, hey Chandler, hi Chandler, just talking to people that probably don't even know but knows you and what you involved with on campus is pretty awesome. Accomplishments I am particularly proud of at my time at Temple is definitely my transition from architecture to landscape. It was new, not knowing much about what landscape architecture was, but for me to find my niche along that trail and along the pattern and what I took to achieve to get to this point was something I would have never changed for the world. And I find that I really like working with plants, and I really like horticulture, and to be able to take that and learn how to design with plants is something that's amazing. And taking herbaceous woody plants and being in planting design with Kate Vinisek is just really awesome to put all the skills we learned from the past couple of years all together and sign, seal, and deliver it before we graduate is something that's unimaginable. My Temple experience overall was something that will go down as history as something memorable and fantastic. I know Pennsylvania is not that far from New York, but it was far enough where I didn't have to live at home, and be able to kind of fly and learn who Chandler is as a person. And I continue to evolve every day. The types of people that I have around me, great friends that I met, great professors, and just having that hands-on experience at two different campuses, two totally different campuses. I started at the main, and then I came to Ambler, and it's just really pieced together. And it's a story I would tell down the line. And I really love Temple. Owl for life. Yeah. Next, I'm going to be a landscape designer at a firm in Peoria, Malvern. Yeah, I'm going to be a landscape designer and really working with smaller scale projects, more residential, and incorporating everything I learned at Temple Ambler and bringing it over to the design build firm. I would say to just be involved, get involved, definitely learn who you are as a person. I feel like this campus gives you a lot of time. This was like a sacred space for me. Along these trails I probably cried, laughed, and experienced so many different moods and changes, but at the end it was all worth it. And just stay strong. Like, it's easy to derail from paths and get distracted, but if you just stay with your main focus and central goal, anything is possible, and nothing is too hard to achieve it. If you have the right resources, the right people around you, anything is possible and you can do it. I tell myself that every day, even though I got 2 weeks, so yeah.